come out to watch the opener for the USA national team. It's Mia Hamm's family, and Mia coming off the bus, getting ready to take on Sweden with the rest of her team.
The past 4 years have been about getting better.
Can you feel it?
It's up to me to make sure I'm better,
to make sure we're a better team.
Everyone else has improved their game.
For this moment.
So if we're only as good as we were then, we're not good enough.
Can you feel it? Can you feel it? Can you feel it?
I'm ready. We're ready for the challenge.
Can you feel it?
I
The fans are on their way in to RFK Stadium, where the USA and Sweden will open up play in Group A from our nation's capital. And a pleasant good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Washington, D.C. Along with Wendy Gamar Palladino, I'm J.P. Dellacamera. Time for another World Cup, and once again, we're talking about the same storyline. Mia Hamm, she's played great of late.
JP, she's playing the best soccer of her career. The news is that this is her last World Cup, but I believe she's ready for a breakout event. Her touches are so consistent and confident in front of the goal. Defenders just don't know how to stop her. She's poised and she's making the best of her chances. She's excited to be at home on a field she's played the last 3 years with the Washington Freedom, with her Freedom teammate Abby Wambach on one side, Parlo on the other. Their size and strength in the air complements her explosiveness. And I'll tell you what, the pressure we've seen in the past is not there in her eyes.
Wendy and I are only a part of this broadcast team. We're joined on the sideline by another player who I'm sure you remember back from the 1999 Women's World Cup in the air. Nice goal from Tisha Venturini, and then those backflips as well. She is no longer Tisha Venturini. She is married to Scott Hoke and is now Tisha Hoekaway. Welcome her on the sidelines. Tish, what can you add about the Mia story?
First of all, those flippin' days are over for me, JP, but Mia's are just starting. She agrees she's playing the best soccer of her career. Not only is she faster and stronger than she's ever been, she's playing in the WSA for 3 years has made her a more all-rounded player. She feels like she's a more complete player. And lastly, most importantly, she says she's happy and she's having fun. Back to you guys.
Well, faster and stronger, that could be tough for the opponents that the USA will face. USA are out to defend the title that they won back in 1999. Let's relive some great memories.
This is Hilary Duff. Welcome to the FIFA Women's World Cup 2003 on ABC Sports.
Years of photography experience, legendary optics, Canon PowerShot digital cameras, now with the Digic chip for beautiful photographs that happen to be digital. Digital revolutionized photography. We revolutionized digital.
It's the bottom of the ninth, 4-3, 2 on, 2 out, with the entire season in the balance.
Just hang in there.
Games don't come any bigger, and this one is going right down to the wire. The pitch.
Go, go.
He got a hold of it. It's gone!
The Hyundai Sonata with America's best warranty plan. 10 years, 100,000 miles. When you don't miss a thing, you win. Hyundai is an official partner of the FIFA Women's World Cup.
For the journalists who are covering the world's most challenging sporting event for women, Toshiba is supplying PCs to the tournament organizing committee to help them report the news while it's hot. Toshiba, proud to be supporting the FIFA Women's World Cup as official IT partner. Toshiba.
World Cup on ABC Sports. Brought to you by Canon. With thousands of products in one simple idea, giving people know-how. Canon know-how. Toshiba, proud to be supporting the FIFA Women's World Cup as official IT partner. Bud Light, proud sponsor of the U.S. Women's National Team and the FIFA Women's World Cup. And Adidas, proud sponsor of FIFA Women's World Cup 2003. Own the ball and you own the game.
And we are moments away from the U.S. taking on Sweden at RFK in Washington, D.C. But back here in the studio, Terry Gannon along with Heather Mitts, the former star at the University of Florida, a national champion there. Also, she's played in the WWC and with the national team. Great to have you along with us.
Thanks.
What about this game? What do you expect to see?
Well, I think that Sweden's probably the toughest opponent for the U.S. in this group. They've become a lot better in the last couple of years, but I think if the veterans show up today, the USA should win this game.
Tough group, too. The group of death is Group A, and maybe the most competitive World Cup ever, a lot of people are saying.
I think so, and we'll see what happens today. Obviously, this is probably the toughest game in the group.
U.S. taking on Sweden. We'll see you again at halftime and after the game. Right now, we send you back out to Washington, D.C., and JP and Wendy.
Thank you, Terry. This should be a good one between two of the top-ranked teams in the world. This is the first time, Wendy, that FIFA's had rankings for women. No surprise USA is #1, but how did Sweden get to a #5 spot?
They have committed themselves to individual and team defense. It's as simple as that.
Fourth World Cup appearance for Sweden, same as the USA. 8 teams are playing in their fourth Women's World Cup, and the normal favorites are still there. And you better look at this list here. Certainly Norway, Germany, and China are right there among the favorites. USA are the defending champions. We're still a few minutes away from the kickoff. The head coach of Sweden, Marika Domanski-Lifor, is an ex-player and a former assistant coach. The World Cup '95 squad, head coach of this team since 1996. And her team certainly one of the favorites in Group A. It's a tough start for her against the USA. The favorites huddling right now. We will see their lineup very soon and kick things off from RFK Stadium. That's April Heinrichs, former assistant coach back on the 1995 Women's World Cup side, and she was a head coach in the 2000 Olympics. Series history a bit misleading in that the USA, Wendy, has dominated, but lately USA and Sweden much closer games.
I agree, JP. You got to look at those last 6 games, 1, 1, and 4, and we talked about Sweden. They're really one of the most improved teams in the world. They're showing it with those statistics.
Had to come from behind to get that last draw. Mia Hamm will have her share of supporters here. That's Abby Wambach, one of the stories to follow. Her second year in the WWC, first year Rookie of the Year, second year even better. How will she do on the international stage? Christine Lilly, that's pretty much a given. You know that she will always do well. One of those playing in her 4th World Cup. Nearly set for action. This Group A started actually last night. We'll give you some other results from games that were played yesterday. Other games are going on today, but this is the opener for these 2 teams. USA ready over the ball with Julie Foudy and Cindy Parlow. We're underway. The USA in white. Sweden are in the blue and yellow. Starting lineup for the USA being brought to you by Adidas, and it starts with Brianna Scurry in goal in a 4-3-3.
And the U.S. will play with 4 flat across the back on defense, and the keys are Chastain and Fawcett. A lot of balls by Sweden will drop in their space, and they need to clear them out as soon as they can. In the midfield, interestingly, Shannon Box, number 7, is starting. It's only her 3rd start for the U.S. at defensive center mid. And up top, an incredibly versatile front line, very explosive and dynamic Parlow, Hamm, and Wambach.
First corner kick coming up here for the United States. Wambach, one of the targets. Certainly Parlow would be another. Mia Hamm is getting ready to take it. Hamm strikes it hard toward the middle. Wambach on a piece, and it just goes by the post. Time to bring you our Sweden lineup. It's being brought to you by Hyundai. Jonsson is in goal in a 4-4-2.
And Sweden's back 4 are really referred to as some of the best individual defenders in the world. They pride themselves in their individual and team defense. In the midfield, Malin Andersson and Malin Moström will set play from the center of the midfield. They're going to be key in Sweden's attack. And up top, maybe two of the most dynamic front runners in the world as a tandem, Svensson and Lundberg.
Wambach may have hurried that shot, but she had some pressure on her. It's a goal kick for Sweden. Wambach with 2 goals in the Founders Cup final, the MVP.
Here's another look. You know, we talked about Wambach's size. Look at her getting the defender on her back there. A little bit poised, but then doesn't quite relax enough because you see the defender there, number 4, Markland, coming over to provide some pressure.
She's playing in her first World Cup along with 7 other of her teammates. But only she and Box were in that starting lineup. On the far sideline, Fagerstrom over there for Sweden playing it up. 11, one of the players to watch, Svensson. This is Hanna Lundberg, number 10, going down just outside the area. It's cleared away by the USA. Lundberg is definitely one of the players to watch, one of the world's greatest now. Great goal scorer. Throw in for Sweden. To the right side. They want to cross it. USA will deflect it and clear it out. We'd like to thank MasterCard and all of our sponsors for allowing us to bring you the FIFA Women's World Cup without interruption. Throw in Sweden far sideline. USA will collect it in the back and clear it long towards Wambach. Sweden very solid defensively. They had plenty of cover back there. Here's Wambach with some high pressure, which we expect to see, Wendy, in this 4-3-3.
The 4-3-3 is a system actually that the U.S. feels comfortable with, but as viewers, the viewers have not seen that much out of them. Typically, they play more of a traditional 4-4-2. The reason for the 4-3-3, Coach April Heinrich said she wants to put Sweden's defense under as much pressure as early as possible. So we're going to see them playing in a very high-pressure mode, and the defense is going to compress up and try and shut down Sweden's space to play in.
Box clears that one away from Lundberg. And it will roll out of play in the Swedish end. Hanna Lundberg, 89 international appearances for her country, 48 goals. That's incredible. And certainly a player to watch in this tournament, especially here in Game 1. There's Wambach laying it off. Bowdy's long ball. There's no flag up. Now it goes up on Cindy Parlow. Offside, or the USA in the 4th minute. Parlow coming off a solid World Cup in '99, a couple of goals, a couple of assists, adding some height to that front line. Her and Wambach could be tough to defend against.
One of the things about this U.S. squad is that they're deeper than they've ever been, and let's not be surprised if we see Parlow playing a little bit on the right midfielder, out of attacking midfielder role. She's very versatile, and that's one of the things that April Heinrich is most excited about her entire team. She's got a lot of versatility, which the U.S. has not necessarily seen from a depth standpoint in World Cups of past.
Tornquist playing it up. USA are back with it. Shannon Box played forward, chested down towards Box, and it's going to be cleared back to the halfway line. Lundberg leaves it off. Cookie to Svensson. That's the way Sweden likes to play. Quickly, a lot of it on the ground. Scurry will clear it. Brianna could have a busy day today. Whistle blows and the foul is called on that far side. Sweden are the toughest team that the USA has played in quite some time. Last 2 results against Mexico and Costa Rica don't stand up to this one. Free kick for the USA, a couple of steps above the halfway line. Chastain going along with Jonsson. Upper line to clear it. She's strong there in the kicking game. Intended for Svensson. USA must get back when she's punting the ball like that.
Svensson has great distribution abilities, not only with the throw, but also with the drop kick like we just saw. She's going to try and spring a quick counterattack, especially with the U.S. defense compressing up, maybe catching some space in behind, which could create a foot race 1v1 with Brianna Scurry.
Ham forcing the turnover, getting the ball away from Hanna Markland, and that's the high pressure we were talking about before. And this is what it's designed to do. Create turnovers and get some chances for the USA.
And as well, keep Sweden from having clean, easy serves out of the back to their front runners.
Intended for Wambach, it came out. Ham couldn't get to it. It's going to be cleared away. We'll go out for a throw-in. Anderson hasn't had much so far in terms of the play. This is her 3rd World Cup, and she's a key player for Sweden, but they haven't had as much of the ball as they would like. Calling out for Parlow. Deflected down and cleared out by Sweden. Sombrero. keeping it alive. Nice hard tackle from Kate. Winning the ball, playing it back. Switch to the right. Here's Christine Lilly. Ins and outs. Lilly going inside. That's the foot she wanted, the left foot, but it's blocked at the edge of the box by Sweden, and Sarah Larsson takes it away. Sjogren moves it upfield quickly. USA met that there. That was Chastain down to box. Intended for Lilly. Swept away by Larsson. It's coming upfield. Lundborg on the chase. USA aware of her presence up top. Back to clear it. It's Pierce. Sjogren's pass up for Lundborg. Molly and Anderson playing it up. That's Molly and Mostrom out wide to the right. This is how they build. And then the switch. Sjöström will hold. Played it back. Lundborg's shot was blocked by Joy Fawcett. You see the danger, though, of Sweden, how quickly they come up the field and get a crack at goal.
JP, in 10 and 11 for Sweden, Lundborg and Svensson don't have height. Actually, as a matter of fact, interestingly, they're the shortest players on their team, or a couple of the shortest players. But what they lack in height, they make up for heart. And you'll see every time a ball comes anywhere near their area, they're going to try and get a touch on it. They're very, very dangerous and regarded as a tandem as two of the best front runners in the world.
Lilly, left side for Mia Hamm. And that's going to roll out of play. Too far for Mia. It'll be a throw-in for Sweden in the 8th minute. Cleared out by Vestberg, number 2. And that will go harmlessly out of play. Not her intent.
We'll take a look here at Lundborg's shot. She's really, really confident at the top of the box. The U.S. needs to push, put a little more pressure. Don't give her so much time and space at the top of the box. Joy Fawcett was able to get her head on that ball and clear it out.
Turning was Fagerstrom into pressure. Settled by Fawcett, a co-captain of the U.S. squad. Lilly, quick footwork, box, outside. Christy Pierce. Now to Wambach. Wambach stays with it. It's deflected away. Mostrom is there. Quickly they build for Lundborg. Here's another long pass for Svensson. Fawcett on the chase back. And that ball went out of play. Very dangerous is Sweden on the counterattack, and that's why possession is so important in this game.
We've talked about Svensson and Lundborg working well together. This is a perfect example of it. The ball's just heading towards the end line here. Joy Fawcett is the key player in the back with her speed for the U.S. that has to cover that space.
But already fast as she is.
Exactly. As you can see, she was definitely in a foot race there. And the thing that's so interesting about this Swedish midfield is they're supporting those two front runners very well.
Off a Pierce touch. Wambach, that was Larsson, good in the air, but too good that time she fouled. Larsson at 5'9", the biggest player at the back for the Swedes.
It's going to be a tough game all match. We know that. Sweden is known for their tough defense, and Wambach is never going to shy away from a header.
Sorrell pass deflected up. Here's Lundborg. They don't want to let her turn like that. She got away with it. Here's Skori, who has to see things even earlier than normal because of the Swedish attack and how quickly they move.
They're so quick, and the U.S. four-back is going to try and compress the field. If their front runners are putting high pressure, they're going to compress the field. I wouldn't be surprised if we see the U.S. back line at about the mid-stripe. So that Brian Skori has to be key and off her line quick to come out and play that space, dominate that space in behind her back line.
Kate Sabero, number 15 for the USA, will play it upfield. Misses the target. Sweden will clear it up. Sabero fought to win it. Peeking on that far sideline, playing it forward. Wambach running toward it, plays it out wide. Then the return pass is off target. Get it for Hamm. Comes back this way. Foudy in a foot race. Sjöström. And for Svensson. Joy Fawcett sweeping it away. Playing in her 4th World Cup. Clears it up for Hamm. She got knocked down by Larsson.
And again, the Swedish defense, again, number 7 there, Larsson. She's really trying to put a lot of pressure on this U.S. front line. These U.S. forwards are going to feel the Swedish defense all day long.
Pierce with a long free kick. And back the other way and now cleared. Fawcett nods it down. It was intended for Lundborg. She and Svensson both up there, but the USA had 4 players back from their side of the halfway line. Here's Foudy. Beating Anderson, and she was forced to to bring down Julie Foudy. This is a dangerous free kick coming up for the U.S. Brandy Chastain wants to be the one to take it. Christine Lilly is with her as well. Swedish wall being moved back by the referee, Dong-Ping Chong. Lilly so strong with the left foot. Chastain from either one. A run over for Lilly. Low shot, no rebound. And a good thing because Wambach was right there.
Both of these players very, very dangerous over the ball. Chastain, Lilly, obviously weren't quite sure, but with both those players, they're both very dangerous.
Scurry is out of the net, and Fawcett swept it away. Meanwhile, Scurry has taken down a Swedish player, and I think she's going to get booked. First booking for Brianna. Yellow card issued to Scurry. We said she'd be active today, and she has been.
Well, she's really having to come out and play in behind there, but I'm not so sure. Sabrera was there looking like she was catching up in the foot race. Maybe she would have caught her. JP, Brianna Scurry leaving her goal like that is a dangerous thing if a serve can get across the face of the goal.
Stretcher's being called for. Lundberg is the player down.
Regarded as one of the best front runners in the world compared to Mia Hamm. Here she comes down the right side here. Brianna Scurry is the player that comes out, and she just jumps up. Boy, she is up in the air and catches herself down there on her left shoulder.
It's tough luck there for Lundberg, who tore ligaments versus Ghana in the last World Cup after she had scored a couple of goals in previous matches. So her tournament ended early, and so did Sweden's. Because of that, they cannot afford to be without her, as much talent as they have. She's the one that they ride. Anna Lundberg, we mentioned the goal-scoring ratio. When she plays in the Swedish league, how about 39 goals in 22 games in 2002, and her team only lost once. Right now, some concern for Lundberg. They want to get her off the field, and Sweden for now will play with 10. Coaching decisions, obviously, but they want to make sure she's okay.
Foot race here. Kate Sobrero slows down a bit because Brianna Scurry comes out. Brianna Scurry does not take her down, but Lundberg goes over her. Front runners typically do that to try and avoid pressure. But boy, she came down so hard on that left shoulder, all of her weight, and from about 8 feet up in the air.
Free kick, Sweden. Dangerous spot. USA trying to mark up here. On the whistle, Anderson played it low. Svensson, and Chastain will clear it out. Sweden playing with 10 right now, so they can diagnose the condition of Lundberg. Out it goes. USA's ball. '15th minute. Sweden giving the USA everything we thought that they would. Wambach. Left there. On the sideline, USA attacking with 2. Hamm running at the defense. Into the middle. Wambach broke it up. There by Sweden. Christy Pierce. Still working on Hanna Lundberg. Behind Brianna Scurry. Foudy will play it up. Here's Harlow wide. Deked it past Sarah Larson. Good finesse move. Right out in front, and it got wide. USA were looking for a call. Tough D from Sweden. Wambach was in there. Foudy will play it up. Here's Christine Lilly. Nice cut. Down she goes. No foul there. Called either on Hornqvist. Halfway line for Svensson. Chastain all over. Poked ahead though to Mustrom. Good play by Sweden, and the chip. Scurry's right there. Lundberg, by the way, running on the near sideline by the bench area. We would presume she's coming right back in. So even without Lundberg in the lineup there, Sweden still had some potential to look strong, both sides of the ball, defensively and offensively. Lundberg is ready to come in. Let's go downstairs and hear from Tish.
Lundberg's back in. I know Sweden is very happy about that. She's critical for them in order to do well in this tournament. I know she went out in '99, and yesterday she said how excited she was to be here again today and have another opportunity to help her team win. Back to you guys.
Anna Lundberg, certainly one of the players to watch in this tournament. She was back in '99 until that injury. Here's Wambach. Far side, broken up, and then cleared. Vestberg had cleared it. Shannon Box playing it up. Lilly on the left. Tackle from behind, and Christine Lilly draws the foul. Lilly was the most fouled player in this past WWC campaign. Quick restart, too quick, says the referee. Perhaps the ball was moving. In any event, it's going to be brought back.
And that's always one of the first things that the U.S. will look for is a quick restart, because typically the defenses are trying to set their wall and get coordinated with the goalkeeper to make sure that they're on the right side of the post.
Mia Hamm is over the ball. Battle for position in front of the goal. There always is. Hamm drove it low. Mostrom cleared it out. Svensson was looking for it. It comes back out to Christy Pierce. A long ball is angled towards his nearest sideline. Shannon Box runs it down. Couldn't cross it. Feeling some pressure there. Box wins it, clears it, but it's caught by Johnson. And a good, hard, long distribution on the right side would send Sweden out.
U.S. had a chance earlier on with Cindy Parlow. Actually, this is the free kick. I apologize. Look at this action right here. Wambach absolutely getting thrown down there by Turnquist, number 3. Boy, I'll tell you what, she got away with something there. If the referee had seen that, she would definitely have been booked.
Coming up for the Swedes on the far side of the field. We're in the 19th minute. Another foul is called. USA will have a free kick. Lundberg now with a shin guard look. Maybe just retaping it. It's caught inside by Jonsson. And then she'll clear. Again, very strong in the kicking game. Deflected down, and it's going to roll out of play. ABC and ESPN's coverage of the 2003 FIFA Women's World Cup continues tonight at 11 p.m. on ESPN2. 1999 runner-up China meets Ghana in a Group D first-round matchup. Lundberg, left sideline. Schuster. Scory watches as that one sails over. Goal kick for Brianna.
Here's the cross here by Fagerstrom. Just a little bit over the back of the net. Scurry covers it very well. She stays back on her post.
20th minute here. Sweden and the USA are scoreless as Scurry sends it up. Marlowe trying to play it forward. Instead, Sjögren takes it, clears it up. Lundberg knocking it down. The ball rolls out of play. Throw-in coming up for Sweden. Our storyline, possession percentage so important. USA and Sweden fairly close, but Sweden's done a lot, Wendy, with their possession.
Well, they have, and I think they're doing a very good job of sorting out the fact that the USA only has 3 in the midfield. They have 4 players in the midfield, and they're combining well. But not only that, they're combining so well with just 2 front runners. Their front runners are outnumbered. US has 4 on the defense. There's 2 Swedes up there, and it almost looks like they're matched evenly number-wise because they're playing so quickly and so well together.
21st minute, Sweden throwing in. Mostrom danced on the sideline, but apparently that ball was out. Well, if either team came in here with any nerves or jitters, you would think by after 20 minutes and a few kicks and a few fouls, those are gone now. And it's to Sweden's favor that they didn't give up an early goal, which could have been devastating for them.
Interestingly, they have disappointed in all past World Cups, not getting the results they've wanted in the early rounds and not advancing like they were expected to be. But now they are truly faced with some pressure. They're ranked number 5 in the world, starting out with the U.S. in this event. Tough matchup to begin with.
So the foul count 7 at the time, 6 on the Swedes. Harlow nodding it down. Wambach clearing it. It's blocked. Vesberg, Hornqvist, quick ball movement. Far sideline. It's pushed up by Markland. Lundberg got time and come back for it. They almost sprung Svensson, but the flag is up anyway for the offside on Sweden.
We mentioned that the Swedish defense is known for their defensive pressure there, and Mia Hamm is a player who's been on the receiving end of a couple of these fouls so far. But again, I mentioned earlier, they pride themselves in playing good team defense and individual defense. That's the pride of the Swedish nation as far as soccer goes.
Ostrom leaves it off for Markland. Played up on the far side. Sjögren. Lundberg. They play it forward again, the offside, but that's the second straight time that Lundberg came back, and they did that to give some more space for Svensson, but the offside beat him twice.
They don't both run on the edge of the restraining line, meaning one checks back and then spins off, and if they can find the other player through, it's just boom, 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 and they're in. And Mostrom is the player number 6 for Sweden who's supporting them so well with quick touches. She's in a supporting role right behind. She can play a one-touch ball, and they're so dynamic, they're running off of each other very well.
23rd minute, USA and Sweden scoreless in their opening game of this World Cup. North Korea also in a group played last night and beat Nigeria 3-0. A lot of people think Nigeria are stronger this year, but they like North Korea as a dark horse. Here's the long ball towards Svensson. USA clears. Wambach with Harlow too close together, it seemed. Look how many Swedish players were back there. Here comes Adi Wambach. Tackled out by Larsson. Looked like about 2-on-7 at one point there for the USA on the attack. Bad numbers for them. Wambach's cross. Couple players missed that ball. It was there. Wambach for Cindy Harlow, who's very good in the air.
Oh, and you could just see the disappointment. She wants to have that one back. She had some great pressure on her. Beautiful bending ball. Look at that bending away from the keeper. Harlow, who does not miss those chances in front of the net, actually was unmarked. She had a defender there in front of her, but look, I think it was the pressure there of Jönsson that made her a little bit nervous, but she does not miss those chances.
That was the best open chance for a player on either side so far today. Here we are in the 24th minute. The USA's opener with Sweden. Quick switch that needed to be a bit better. This ball in towards Lundberg. Story can't handle it there outside of the box, and she does a good job to clear it. USA with Chastain. You can see where Lundberg goes a handful. You're not sure where she's going to be coming from when she makes her runs. She can do so much with the ball once she gets it. Box in the middle. Pierce is right. Harlow's wide open. Pierce will hit her. Harlow inside out on Larsson. Sends it in low. A mistake there as it comes back to Pierce. Took too long. Might have been a better opportunity on the left foot. Instead, though, she got a corner kick for the USA squad.
JP, I agree with you. Pierce has to hit that one touch. Swedes are too quick, putting pressure on her. That's what we call a half chance. Got to go ahead and hit it.
Uncharacteristic giveaway of 2 there for Sweden. Hamm will put it back in play. Fawcett is good in the air. One of those target players now inside the goalkeeper's area. It's floated up. Jönsson got caught. It came back across, but there was no USA player there. Couldn't take advantage. Here's Hamm. A driven ball up. Headed up once. Fawcett a second time. A third touch. And it rolls in front weakly, and it's easily stopped by Jönsson. Caroline Jönsson will put it back in play. She's now Sweden's #1 goalkeeper. It used to be Ulrika Karlsson. And Jönsson is considered one of the world's best. Markland in the air, lost it. Allowing play to continue. Good run on the left side. Into the box. The cutback from Lillich. That ball's out. Flag is up to indicate such. Play was continuing, but it'll be stopped now. Good effort from Lily to try to bring it back from the byline.
Boy, Lily is just so amazing. She loves to play in World Cups. I thought maybe she took one touch too many there, a little long. Gets it across there, and Parlow has already made her run past the near post, so tough for Parlow to handle that ball. I was watching Parlow make her run in the box, JP, and she was committing to get in. She had her defender beat. Lily could have played it in just a little bit earlier, would have snuck in behind that space, behind the defense and in front of the keeper.
Larson bumped by Parlow. The deflected ball comes back to Foudy. The 27th minute, coming back quickly, but Chastain was right there. Now box, an awkward touch. Here comes Sweden for Lundberg down the middle. Boston has her marked well. USA back to win it. And then they'll push it away to the right. Cindy Parlow is there. Wambach trying to turn on Hornquist. She goes inside. Wambach passes. Hand back. Lily the drive. Lily with a goal.
Cindy Parlow started it with a beautiful ball to Wambach. Look at her beat her defender there. Lundquist is beaten, but hey, how about this kind of touch inside? Uses her strength there to get around and then plays a nice ball back. Ham doesn't have a shot. Lily is in great support, and Lily rips it with her left foot. Again, Wambach set this up here once she got inside the box. Just a beautiful 1-2, bing, bing, back of the net. That's big-time soccer. That's big-time support. Lily and Ham know how to play together.
Ever since their North Carolina days, and Ham could have just as easily turned and faced goal, but gave that ball back for Lily with a much better opportunity.
All three front runners were involved in that play, as well as a supporting midfielder. And that's, at the World Cup level, those are the kind of things that you have to execute very, very well in order to find the back of the net.
29th minute, USA leading. Ham running strong. Taken down, but play is allowed to continue. And here's a quick counter towards Svensson. That's going to be too long. Lily playing in her 4th World Cup. Gets the first one for the USA in this one, and it's her 6th World Cup goal of all time, tying her with Mia Hamm, who had 6 in that category, and Tiffany Milbert, trailing only Shell Akers. Got it down this left side, pushed over. That hit Lundberg, I believe, in the face. She's down. Ball is cleared back the other way, and Scurry is there. Tough start for Hanna Lundberg. Looked like right in the face, hard.
JP, she was just trying to cover back. She just got right in the line of Foudy's serve. Blindsided her. Here's Lundberg tracking back. Boy, and that ball, no one expected it to lift that quickly from only about 5 yards away.
So a rough start for Lundberg and a good match for Sweden, but right now they're down.
We've talked about one of the storylines is the roles of the new players. Here's one of those new players. Look at Wambach beating Lundquist, who is a defender that has been around forever and ever. Goes in and takes one for the team there as she finds a nice slot across for the finishing goal.
So Wambach helping out on that first goal. Christine Lilly got it. Lundberg is okay shaking that off. Trying to anyway. Off Parlow. And out. Sweden's ball. Sjögren will have the throw-in. And they're going to take that back. It's going to the USA. Who have the lead on a Lily goal in the 28th minute. Foudy with Anderson on her. Left side, Sobrero. To Ham. Marked by Markland. And it goes out. Next Sunday at 9, 8 Central, America's favorite secret agent, Sydney Bristow, is back with amazing new adventures. Don't miss the exciting season premiere of Alias next Sunday at 9, 8 Central here on ABC. Sjögren with it. Holding it. Sweden, good switch. Larson advancing as deep as she has advanced today so far, and she knocked it out. April Heinrichs knew this game would be a tough one versus Sweden. Tough when your first game is against arguably the strongest team in your group, although we're not really sure now about North Korea, how strong they really are. But this is a good match for both. When favorites play, it's interesting in opening games. Touches, Wambach and Ham almost equal in touches. Both of them drawing assists. Ham without a shot, but that could change. But she doesn't have to shoot to be effective. At least not on this team right now. Lundberg hangs it off. And the offside flag goes up on Sweden. Trying to bring numbers forward. That's Malin Mostrom. Mostrom and Anderson have not had as much of the ball as I thought, Wendy, that they might have today. They've been getting it up very quickly to Svensson and Lundberg.
Well, they have, and I think Mostrom's played the better of the two of them as far as Anderson and Mostrom go. She actually kind of slides up into such a close supporting role to the front runners that she's almost like in a three front on the attack, but she provides them enough distance so that they can just lay it back one touch. And again, we talked about how well they spin off and just boom, boom, boom in there. And it actually reminds me a lot of Norway in 1995. They played that type of style very well.
This ball will deflect out of play, and it belongs to Sweden. 33rd minute. Ham assisting on the Lilly goal. Wambach also helping out. That's the only score in this one thus far.
Next opportunity, let's get to Tish. She's talking about Brianna Scudder.
Ball played forward. And it'll go out of play again for a throw-in for Sweden. Off that throw, Sweden looking. And again, it goes out of play. We have Tisha Hoke back down on the sideline. Tish, what do you have?
Just from down here, I'm right on the line where Bry is playing, and she is doing a great job of reading those through balls that Sweden's putting through. Every time they get the ball, they're looking to go over the top behind Chastain and Fawcett. And I think it's critical that Bry is doing a great job coming off her line and either grabbing those balls or kicking them before they get to it. So she's doing a great job with her feet back here. Back to you guys.
I agree completely with Tish. I tell you, with this type of system where her defense is playing aggressively as far as moving out and trying to catch the front runners offside, she has to play in that space. So the only thing that I could critique so far from what I've seen is that Brianna didn't probably need to come out as aggressively as she did on that right side when actually Lundberg went down. She exposed the front of the net there, which you never really want to do if you do have some defensive pressure coming on that player.
Here's Lilly. Wambach. Ham and Parlow join the attack. So does Lilly. Wambach running at Markland. Holding. Shooting at a toe post. Looked good with a left her foot, but it's wide. 35th minute. USA leading by 1.
Here's Lilly finding Wambach. I could see Mia Hamm. It's tough to see from this angle here. She was telling her, go ahead and try and beat her outside. Wambach sees the defender is coming over. There's a 2v1. Why not go ahead and try and mix it up and shoot for that far post?
Parlow took a nudge from Larson. Pushed up towards Wambach. Tornqvist is there. And in the battle for it, it goes out. Corner kick, USA. Ham has been taking all of the corners thus far. She'll take another. Third one for the U.S. Several players up, including Joy Fawcett for the United States, as Ham drives it up in the air. The header off the post and in. Sydney Parlow makes it 2-0, U.S.
And Mia Hamm is taking it into her own hands here to serve a beautiful ball. And look where this ball drops to the back post. Parlow, wow, just really out jumping Markland there. Not even a contest, but look at the pace and the accuracy of this serve. Parlow barely has to jump. She's got such a height advantage there. Beautifully tucks it under the crossbar, and a great celebration after the goal.
2-0 lead now for the USA, which puts Sweden in a big hole. Still in the first half.
JP, my guess is that after Parlow missed that earlier chance early in the first half, she was going to make sure that she had her focus on any follow-up header opportunities.
Wambach just got nailed again by Sweden. Switched across towards Pierce. On a run. Parlow again. Tackled away by Tornqvist. Box picks it off. She has Ham walking in on goal. Taking the keeper out. Jönsson, a great recovery. And then brought Ham down, who's still kicking away at the ball. Could have been 3-0.
Here's Ham. Jönsson makes a big-time save there. Ham really didn't have the near post to shoot for, but it was a beautiful ball through to her, and Ham just running on the edge of the restraining line. That save by Jönsson is one of the reasons why she's regarded as one of the best keepers in the world.
Has to keep Sweden in the game. They can't go down 3-0 in the first half and expect any kind of a result here.
Right, 3-0 would be a very, very tough position to be in.
Mia Hamm has not scored in this one. She nearly did there, but she's had a big portion of the offensive flow. Chastain is limping. Didn't see what happened here, and there's a Swedish player that was down as well here in the 38th minutes. Team USA is back in action next Sunday for a historic showdown with North Korea after an impressive victory over China in June. The North Koreans present a big challenge to Mia Hamm and the defending champs. That's next Sunday at 3:30 Eastern right here on ABC. You can follow the USA women's national team's quest to defend their title at ESPN.com. And the keyword is soccer, naturally.
Well, we should point out that Chastain is off the field now getting some medical attention here.
Didn't see what happened to her out there, but they're working on her now. So the USA down a player in the 39th minute. Cleared long, left sideline. Sjögren, nice move to get it to her right foot. Took the shot, but didn't have much on it after that great work. Trying to see what they're working on in terms of Brandi Chastain, but she was in some pain. Had the right boot off, it looked like. Wambach in that aerial tussle. Lillian Wambach, and now it's cleared by Sjögren. Sjögren plays it up to Svensson. Back to Sjögren. Stretched out wide now. Several players coming forward for the Swedes. Looking dangerous. And then Pierce got that one away from Lundborg. Strom brings it down. Knocked out off of her, apparently. The right foot of Brandi Chastain. The only thing you could see from that was that she was in some pain. But we didn't see how it happened out there in the field.
And while Chastain is off the field, the adjustment that the U.S. has made is move Shannon Box back into her role. So Box has shifted back, and as well, the front runners for the U.S. are balancing back into the midfield.
Sombrero on the clearance. That ball was deflected out. And it'll be a throw-in coming up for the USA. '40th minute. USA leading by a 2-0 score. Lillian Parlow, the goal scores. Comes back in the air. Fawcett. Mostrom. Number 6 winning the ball for Sweden. Up for Lundborg. Nice back heel. Svensson got a good crack at it, but it went wide. Again, Sweden shows how dangerous they can be. Chastain trying to get back in there. The referee's permission. She comes back on, and the USA are back to their full 11. Scurry will put the ball back into play. Everyone remembers Brandi, of course, from the last World Cup, winning penalty kick in the ensuing celebration. There's Ham. Broken up by Marklund. Headed away by the U.S. Wambach let it go. She knew she had help. Lilly puts it forward. Ham didn't have a good angle on that ball, but forces Marklund to give it up. And that's what the high pressure does. Approaching 41 minutes gone, and now that's where we're at. Ball's one in the air. The USA doing a great job in the air. They've got a size advantage, and also in the midfield where they thought they had an edge too, Wendy.
Well, you can tell that they're really playing with a lot of intensity. Interestingly, having the advantage in the midfield balls won is interesting because they're playing with a man down. So obviously they're doing a very good job of covering the space. And the aerial battle, you know, they're both teams have a lot of height, but Parlow and Wambach have a lot to do with that.
On the fourth corner, USA took it short for the first time. Wambach tried to knot it down. It's a loose ball cleared away. Christine Lilly juggles it, clears it right, looking for Shannon Box. And that's a tough ball for her to grab a hold of. It'll be a goal kick for Caroline Jonsson. Shannon Box, one of 3 players for the USA women to score goals in her first 2 international matches against Costa Rica and Mexico. And certainly one of the surprises on this team. Just to have been an uncapped player at the time chosen for the World Cup roster. First time in the USA women's history that's happened.
One of the qualities that is so amazing for her is her size and her distribution ability. She's actually got great size to win the balls when she gets it. She's so calm and composed and distributes well with both her right and left foot, and that's something that the U.S. has lacked in that position. The U.S. has not had a player with her type of size and ball-winning ability, and sometimes Tiffany Roberts could get some time in that spot as well, and with her lack of size, still wins a ton of balls and is very scrappy, but doesn't have quite the distribution rate that Box does.
Ostrom will take it on the right. Looking for Svensson. Svensson on the go. Right sideline. Looking to cross this ball. And that's wide of Lundberg. Ryan Ascari saw it all the way. We're not sure what happened to Brandy Chastain, but Tisha Hulk might, so let's go downstairs to Tish.
Yeah, JP, I talked to the trainer. He said she got cleated in the foot, which hopefully isn't serious. I think they wrapped it a bit. She looks like she's in a bit of a pain, but I don't think it's going to keep her out of the match by any means. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Tish. They will probably do something with her at halftime when they've got some time to look at it again. And halftime is just a few moments away. Svensson inside. Took too long, and Sobrero was able to knock it away. But once again, Sweden shows how dangerous they can be. Box with a clearance, and the only one running up now at this point as Tornquist plays it back to Jonsson. Shergren lost it. Wambach keeps it going. Larson off the Parlow challenge, and Larson will pick it up. Back to goal to Jonsson. 25-year-old Jonsson looks upfield, doesn't see anything yet. Now goes long. He's looking for Lundberg, who was fouled by Chastain. So a free kick coming up here for Sweden, trying to get one before the end of the first half and get themselves back into the match. Malin Andersson appears to be the one that'll put this one back in play. The only time she's really handled the ball, it seems, has been off of these free kicks. Andersson puts it up for grabs. The header by Svensson. She got it, but Story was in the right spot. That chance had the Swedish bench up in anticipation of a goal to bring them back. Scurry clears for Wambach. She drew 3 players towards her. Lilly kept it going. This kick by Markland. Parlow getting it. Parlow trying to beat Larson. It's a good matchup. 2 big players. Parlow wins that matchup. And then a nice recovery. Sarah Larson brings it up the sideline, but then gave it away. Ham from Lilly. Mia cutting. Box for the left foot. Couldn't get it there. Again, that took a long time to develop, much like Sweden's last near opportunity when Box throws the foul. Fagerström is hurting after that challenge. Coming up in the Cannon Halftime Report, Terry Gannon and Heather Mitz with a closer look at Mia Hamm and highlights from Saturday. Coming up in just a few moments. Right now, it's a free kick for Mia Hamm on the referee's whistle. Hamm lofts it up as a pass. Wambach trying to read the flight of that ball and couldn't do it as well as she wanted. It's going to be a goal kick now for Sweden. We're in the second minute now of stoppage time. Time obviously added on for some injuries. Chastain leaving, and Lundgaard before that went down a couple of times. Lilly off the right foot, looking for Wambach. Larson clears. USA with Foudy getting it back. Foudy will send it the opposite way. It's Sobrero. It's headed down and given away via Ham. Lost it there. Sweden getting it back. Offside flag is up on Sweden. They've been called on that a few times in this first half. That might have been it, or no? Play is still going on. The referee was going to end it right there. We hit the 2-minute mark in stoppage time. Play will continue with Joy Fawcett. And this free kick. And that was it. Just allowed her to take the free kick. For whatever reason, first half has come to a close. USA leads Sweden 2-0 and goes by Lilly and Harlow. Stay tuned, because coming up after this break, Terry Gannon and Heather Mitts in our ABC studios. USA leads Sweden in game 1 for each of these teams. 2-0 USA. ABC and ESPN, official broadcast partners of FIFA World Cup and Major League Soccer.
You saw your organization's color needs increasing. You knew that adding more single-function color laser printers wasn't going to cut the mustard. You knew it was time to turn to Canon for its color solutions. Now, my friend, it's time to reap the rewards.
Is it or is it not true that you kicked and pummeled the plaintiff in the plain view of over 60,000 witnesses?
It's true.
And what did you and your malicious co-conspirators do next?
We cheered.
As this poor, battered soul lay, defenseless and deflated.
You didn't tell me you cheered.
Bud Light, proud sponsor of the U.S. women's national team in the FIFA Women's World Cup.
We're toast.
This Wednesday, it's the premiere of Wild Wednesday. Yeah. Starting with the 1-hour granddaddy of all premieres.
She's pregnant.
The wildest my wife and kids yet.
I got 9 months to take dummy to daddy.
Then, the night gets even wilder. 25 women try to tame the best bachelor yet in the 2-hour premiere. It all starts at 8/7 Central, ABC Wild Wednesday.
This is your chance to experience the excitement of the Texans at Reliance Stadium. So don't drop the ball. Great seats are still available to see David Carr, Aaron Glenn, Gary Walker, and all of your Texans tackle, trample, and take down some of the NFL's toughest customers. For more information, call 866-GO-TEXANS or visit HoustonTexans.com today.
Living on the Texas coast, we know that hurricanes and tropical storms can be very damaging. TXU Energy and ABC 13 want to help you be more prepared.
Hi, I'm Scott Withers from TXU Energy with some tips to do after the storm. Place your power generator in a well-ventilated area and don't plug it into your home's main fuse box or circuit panel. Stay away from downed power lines and do not stand in water when operating switches or plugging in your appliances.
For a full list of hurricane safety tips, log on to abc13.com.
Tom and Gina, tomorrow at 4 on 13.
The Canon Halftime Report, brought to you by Canon, with thousands of products and one simple idea, giving people know-how. Canon know-how.
And the U.S. off to a great start, up 2-0 over Sweden here at halftime. As we welcome you back to the studio, Terry Gannon along with Heather Mitts. Got rid of the nerves right away. Not a bad start for the U.S.
They sure did.
I know you were surprised initially by the formation, but it worked.
I think it was a great choice for them to go to a 4-3-3. It allowed them to apply more pressure to Sweden, obviously creating the 2 beautiful goals. And I think that they'll probably come out in the second half with the same formation, maybe switch later on to the 4-4-2 once things can settle down.
Is that what you would do?
I would. Yeah, I think that would be a great choice for them.
Carolina Connection got it going in the first half. The former Tar Heels doing awfully well for the U.S. They are up 2-0 over Sweden. This is a veteran team for the U.S. and includes Mia Hamm, the biggest name in women's soccer for a number of years. She, of course, has inspired an entire generation of young soccer players, but still, she is a reluctant superstar. Rob Stone takes a look.
For literally millions of young fans, one name epitomizes women's soccer. Mia Hamm.
She's remained modest through it all, you know, and through all the fanfare and whatnot. She really takes her time to leave her mark on the game because she has such a passion. It's so cool to see people get excited about, you know, what you do or what you've done.
She is the funniest person I've ever met. I mean, she has this incredible sense of humor and is very dry and can impersonate anyone and can do all these different accents. And so when, you know, the public gets a glimpse of that, I smile because they don't get to see that as much, but she's got a wonderful personality.
We joke a lot, like when we're signing autographs, that, oh, don't go by Mia because I do have to sign more.
You know, in a sense, you almost feel bad for her because she doesn't really have any personal quality time.
You understand that it's part of what you do, and it's the wonderful part.
They have this high-pitched squeal that could pierce, you know, that any dog could hear from probably across the country.
I mean, these girls look up to you, and I know it's not going to be forever, but it's been extremely humbling and very special.
She's a role model for the young kids who come to the stadium, boys and girls alike. But I think she's also been a role model for us because I don't think we could have known how to handle ourselves if it weren't for Mia having to have gone through all the pressure that she went through of being the face of women's soccer and I think at times being the face of women's sports in general.
Even if she wants to hide from the camera, she cannot, and she can't get around the fact that she has been a role model for a number of years. So many great kids looking up to her, and I know you're one of them.
Sure, and I think that you see Mia as just your game face on the field, but getting to know her off the field and knowing her as a person, she's an absolute goofball.
You've played against her, you've played with her. Think of some stories as we go through the World Cup, all right? So you can share with Mia Hamm. Mia Hamm and her teammates doing awfully well so far, up 2-0 over Sweden here at halftime. And a reminder, during the FIFA World Cup 2003, Adidas will be giving away an official game ball from every game. For your chance to win, log on to adidas.com and enter. We roll on the Canon Halftime Report.
Lemonade, Mr. Long?
Sure.
That'll be $15.
For lemonade?
Well, you got your $2 basic charge. Pourings extra, seed removal, and you do want it cool, right, Mr. Long?
Sound like your cable company? With Dish Network TV from Radio Shack, you get a 30-day satisfaction guarantee, digital quality RCA equipment, and 2 rooms with a digital video recorder or 3 rooms free. Dish Network TV.
I bet this isn't the end of your price increases.
Radio Shack.
Well, when I got hurt and missed work, glad I had supplemental insurance.
Supplemental insurance? What's that?
Aflac. Well, even best insurance doesn't give you cash to cover things like lost pay, other expenses. This does.
What does? Aflac?
Shouldn't ask about it at work.
Really? And what's it called?
Aflac!
Aflac. Ask about it at work.
Aflac!
I believe she's got tremendous potential.
I think we know our daughter's potential.
Be strong.
Girls aren't supposed to play soccer.
Work hard.
You just can't take no for an answer.
Play smart.
If you give up now, what are you going to have to give up next?
And fight for your dreams. With Pirates of the Caribbean's Keira Knightley. Bandit Like Backup. Own the DVD or video September 30th.
Comedy rules on ABC Tuesday with the premiere of 4 premiere comedies. And starting the night at 8/7 Central, the season premiere of 8 Simple Rules. Share the final episodes of John Ritter with a special introduction from his TV wife, Katie Seagal. From our family
He's forever going to be here.
to yours. It all starts 8/7 Central, ABC Tuesday.
And we welcome you back to our coverage of the FIFA World Cup. The U.S. trying to win the entire thing for the third time. They won in 91 and in 99. Here they are in 2003, and they're up 2-0 over Sweden. Day one for the U.S., day two overall, though. Take a look at the action on day one. North Korea taking on Nigeria. North Korea may be the dark horse. Jin Pyo-hui winning the ball out of the air, and North Korea taking a 1-0 lead. That was in the first half. Second half, and Jin just dominating once again, stealing the ball, setting up Ri Eun-gyong, and it's 2-0. And North Korea, a very dangerous team.
Right, you can see Jin, she's the goal scorer and the playmaker in this game.
Jin Pyo-hui with 2 goals on the day, so North Korea with the win, 3-0, and looking very good doing it, also celebrating after the game. Germany, one of the favorites, taking on Canada, a much improved team. Scoreless early in the game. Christina Kiss with the free kick. Christine Sinclair with the header, and it's 1-0 Canada. But Germany with a penalty kick tying the game up at 1-1. Then the cross and the header by Stephanie Gottslich. And Germany has the lead 2-1.
And you can tell right there that Karina Lobach had a little bit of trouble with the sun on that goal. It's an easy goal for Germany.
And one of the stars for Germany and the entire World Cup, Birgit Prinz, putting in Germany up 3-1. They would go on to win it 4-1 over Canada. Tough day for the Canadians. Japan, last team to qualify, taking on Argentina. Their first World Cup. Second half, Japan up 3-0. Mio Otani taking it home. Off the cross, so it's Japan 4-0, and just 4 minutes later, Omari Sawa sending it up. Otani once again with the header.
Right, Mio came up huge for her team in this game, scoring not 1, not 2, but 3 goals.
And here you have a look at the final goal, another header, and she scored 3 goals, the hat trick in a span of just 8 minutes, and Japan just running away with it over Argentina. What about Norway? Also one of the favorites, Captain Dagny Melgren, getting the 95 champions underway against France, the first-timers, but it's Britt Sundown on the free kick. Anita Rapp putting it away. So Norway up 1-0. It was a pretty good game, better game than many people expected. And then the captain, Dagny Melgren, needing a second chance, but she does get it to the back of the net. And so Norway winning their opener 2-0. They'll be awfully good throughout the tournament. Don't forget, we're back with you on ABC Sports as the U.S. takes on North Korea. The North Koreans have already won once, as we just saw. So that's next Sunday here on ABC. To the second half in a moment.
Visit Weston.com, member of Starwood Preferred Guest.
Hello.
Hey, it's Susie. I'm in the neighborhood. I thought I'd stop by.
I don't know if that's a good idea. My place is kind of,
I've got some Bud Light.
Come on up.
Nice place.
Thanks. I'll put this in the fridge. Make yourself at home.
Okay.
With a great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down.
A bowling ball.
Make it a Bud Light.
Why do I rent from Enterprise? Because having the right car or truck makes all the difference. Sweetheart, your honey-do list just got a little bit longer. Sorry.
Pick Enterprise. We'll pick you up.
He's LA's newest cop.
First day on the job, I don't want to shoot anybody.
Women can't resist him.
You want to buy me a drink later? Several.
Neither can the criminals.
Now come down here.
Oh, okay.
Should have told him to take the stairs.
10-8, Officers on Duty. Premieres ABC next Sunday.
Save up to 80% by buying Factory Direct. The Jewelry Source is a direct diamond importer and manufactures their jewelry direct. The Jewelry Source has thousands of diamonds and semi-mounts and guarantees the lowest price. The Jewelry Source's 1-carat platinum bands are $1,400. 1-carat 3-stone rings are $899. 3/4-carat bracelets are $149. 3-stone pendants are $99. And 1-carat studs are $399. You can't beat our deals. Buy Factory Direct and save. The Jewelry Source in Houston.
Planning to sell your home or condo this year? You're probably wondering how much it's worth. You can find out free on the web at housevalues.com. So if you're planning to sell, visit housevalues.com today. That's housevalues.com.
Are you looking for an escape from the ordinary? Beau Rivage Resort and Casino is that place. Come experience the unrivaled hospitality of the beautiful Mississippi Gulf Coast. Visit abc13.com and find out about vacation packages starting at $155 per person.
Chief Meteorologist Tim Heller, weekdays at 4, 5, and 10.
The FIFA Women's World Cup on ABC Sports, brought to you by Bend It Like Beckham, coming to DVD and video September 30th. Toshiba, proud to be supporting the FIFA Women's World Cup as official IT partner. Bud Light, proud sponsor of the U.S. Women's National Team and the FIFA Women's World Cup. And Adidas, proud sponsor of FIFA Women's World Cup 2003. Own the ball and you own the game.
Welcome back, everyone, to RFK Stadium in our nation's capital, where the USA and Sweden have started their part in this Women's World Cup of 2003. Along with my partner, Wendy Guevara-Palladino, I'm J.P. Della Cameron. While Mia Hamm has not scored any goals so far in this game, Wendy, she has been a factor.
Well, it's interesting, J.P., she doesn't have to put the ball in the back of the net herself in order for her to have one of the ingredients of having a breakout event. It's assisting her teammates, and she is so unselfish. In fact, she actually loves it when she can set her teammates up to find the back of the net. So I really think that that's just one ingredient, is setting her teammates up. And this is exactly what she did. Here's an unselfish play back to Christine Lilly as Lil finds the back of the net, and then she serves a beautiful corner kick to Parlow on the back post. Again, Mia Hamm hasn't found the back of her net herself, although she has tried going up here against Lundberg, but she has she's putting a great effort forth, and again, a good ingredient to success is finding her teammates.
We'll see if these teams make any changes when the second half begins, which will be in a few moments. USN goes from Lilly and Parlow have the lead. USA in World Cup play nearly perfect when they've got that lead at the half. So we'll see what changes this second half may bring. See Kat Reddick on the sideline. Looks like she may come in, looking at the back quickly. I don't see Chastain on a quick look. And that is who she's coming in for. So Brandi Chastain, we will try to get a report in terms of the injury. How serious was it? There are the crutches that show you that she's in some discomfort. And Wendy, while we don't know the diagnosis right now, obviously they don't want to take a chance.
Well, my guess is they're being very conservative. As you said, JP, they're going to make sure. She got cleated on the top of her foot. That's very painful, and with all the small bones in your foot there, it's not a good thing. Again, just probably being very conservative. Going to check it out. Kat Reddick is a fantastic central defender. In fact, a lot of people said that she easily could have started in one of those positions back there in today's game. So the U.S. has a lot of defense on the back line.
So that's the one switch that was made, not for tactical reasons, but because of the injury to Brandi Chastain. Again, we will try to get an update for you. Sweden looks to be the same as the ball is played forward. We've got one change for Sweden, actually. We'll get to that in a moment. It looks like Frida Östberg has come in. That is her who just had that last touch. Mostrom looking for it. Sweden definitely needs to score first here. Cannot afford to fall behind by as many as 3 goals. Lundberg plays it up. Blocked by Kat Reddick. Clears it away. It'll be interesting to see where Reddick ends up. She can play in the center. She can play out wide. Sobrero can also play in the middle, so the USA have some options there. Östberg will clear it out of play. At a World Cup, though, one of the things that you don't want to do, Wendy, is make substitutions because of injury. You like it to be tactical because you can only make 3, and now they've had to burn 1.
I agree with you completely, JP, and again, just from a medical standpoint, probably being very, very, very cautious in regards to Brandi Chastain. She came off of practice yesterday with ice on her foot. We don't know exactly whether this is the same injury just getting re-aggravated, but again, with the foot, it's something that they have to be very careful with.
Shannon Mox holding it. Takes the look up. It's deflected free. And Sweden are back with it. Mostrom running right side. Here's to Box. We'd like to thank Bud Light and all of our sponsors for allowing us to bring you the FIFA Women's World Cup without interruption. Throw in from Marklund on this near side. One of 10 Swedish players who we saw back in World Cup '99, so it's an experienced squad. And a young squad, too. Here's Lundberg. Anna Lundberg, oh, what a fake that was, and a nice spin move. She'll drive it across. The header towards the back post was wide by Svensson.
Replay, here's
already Lundberg and Svensson are coming out. Look at this magic, just dancing there. Really giving Christy Pierce a hard time. Ball across. Now Svensson needs to actually take that and kind of head it back in the direction that it came from. She just flicked it, and it carried it past the face of the goal.
Bowdy will pick it up and then clear. Wendy, how will the USA play here in the second half? It was high pressure in the first half, but now they're up 2-0.
Well, I think high pressure has worked for them. They don't necessarily need to change anything. It's worked for them, just whether or not they can go at that pace for 90 minutes. It's high pressure. It's a lot of work. It doesn't give them any rest. So that's the big question there. Looks like they're still in the free front, so that would be the game plan in a free front, is to continue to provide high pressure. Again, remember, the reason for that is because one of Sweden's greatest strengths is their ability to find those two front runners. So if the forwards for the U.S. and the midfielders are supporting them and providing pressure, the U.S. defenders cannot easily serve a ball out with accuracy.
Ham looking the other way, and it'll go out for a goal kick. We noticed that Brian Ascori changed their jersey here in the second half. We weren't sure why, but the reason that apparently conflicted, as you can tell, by the referee, who was also in red. So, in the 49th minute, Ascori and the USA still holding on to a 2-0 lead as Svensson chases it down. Reddick is there. Reddick is one of those players making her World Cup debut.
And Hanna Lundberg is so key for the U.S., but she took a beating in the first half there against Brian Ascuri. Here against Julie Foudy, taking the ball in her face. I think she would have loved to start this World Cup with a little less abuse.
Hanna Lundberg's team, Umeå, won the title in 2002 in Sweden. They were trying to get it for the last 2 years to play in the WWC and were unable to convince her to come over. Corner kick for Sweden. First one. Malin Andersson. That's flicked up. Played back by Marklund. Headed toward goal and then cleared away by Parlow. It'll bounce out for another corner kick. This one from the opposite side. Parlow with one of those USA goals. Christine Lilly had the other. The goals were about 8 minutes apart in the first half. Set for the corner. Fagerstrom delivers a good ball, but it was mistimed in the air by Marklund. Hornqvist will chase it down. So will Wambach. And it's the USA's ball on the throw-in. Milbert is up on the sideline warming up for the United States. We were talking about Tiffany and Shannon McMillan as two potential storylines in this tournament. Milbert's had an off year, and McMillan had the injury. And those are two important USA players. Wambach right. Ham and Parlow make runs. That's going to be knocked away. Should be a corner kick. And it is for the USA. ABC Friday, it's a 1-hour season premiere of George Lopez and the all-new TGIF. George Lopez starts at 8 Eastern, 7 Central. ABC Friday, it's a special 1-hour premiere. Mia Hamm continues to take these USA corners. She has set up both the U.S. scores. Hamm drives the ball across. Kat Reddick in the air. Got a piece of it, not all. Wambach shielding her defender. Box chips it up. Fawcett! Nice save, Jonsson. That was well done. First by Box, then by Fawcett, and then by the keeper, Jonsson.
JP, Box's ball was unbelievable because she didn't try and hit it hard. It was all technique. She said, I'm just going to take this difficult ball and try and pop it back into the mix. And then Fawcett, of course, with a nice flick. Good save by Jonsson. All around an exciting series.
Jonsson again, the strong boot towards Lundberg. Muscled up there at the back by Pierce. See Lily all there with Fagerström, and the USA will have possession. Free kick coming up for Christy Pierce. She'll keep it low. Lily plays it back to Pierce. Christy, member of the 99 team, plays it up. Touched up by Foudy. Wambach can't turn yet. Still fighting with two defenders. Larson clears. That's a good ball up the middle. Sending Sweden attacking on the fly. Markström has options right, left, and dead center. Markström holds, plays it right side. Malin Andersson. And what a wasted effort for a great opportunity there for Sweden.
Talked about Box's just experience on this ball. This was a big-time ball there to Joy Fawcett, who just, all she has to do is redirect it, and she puts Jonsson in a position to really have to come up with a big save. But again, Shannon Box's ability on that serve, that's high level, JP. It's amazing with only 3 caps that she can make those types of decisions under pressure.
Scoring will clear. That one's broken up, and back the other way comes Sweden. Fagerström knocked out of play. We mentioned that this World Cup is about opportunities for a lot of newcomers, 8 of them, in fact. Tisha Hoke has more. Tish.
Yeah, just from down here, that last ball by Box was tremendous. She's playing a great, solid game. This is her first World Cup, and she's playing with composure and confidence out there like she's been playing her whole life. The same with Wambach. She had a lot to do with that first Lily goal. She's created a lot of chances on her own. Both of these kids out here look like they belong out here. It's great to see. Back to you guys.
Tish, they are kids, but you know what surprised me the most about Box? She's 26, and at that age, in the men's game or the women's game, that's a little late, and that's when she first got noticed.
Well, JP, it's interesting because the reason that she was able to get her game back was because of the WWC, and also, obviously, tough news dealing with the folding of the league earlier this week. But that league is what has developed Box into a professional. And Wambach is coming into this World Cup at the top of her game because she just finished an amazing season. So, a lot to be said for that. That's where these young players are developing.
I should point out, too, that the WSA announced that they were suspending operations as Tiffany Milford, who played for New York, is warming up. But towards the end of the week, there was some hope that new sponsors may have been found. So that story may continue, and hopefully it does. USA women have had to focus on this game and this tournament and take that out of their minds. And that was tough news that they got earlier in the week. Foul is called on Sweden, who again continue to play physically against the USA. Wambach, big and strong, but she's taken a lot of abuse out there today, but bounces right back up. 55th minute. Tiffany Milford is ready to come in for one of the front runners. Reddick serving it up. Brought down by Lily. Shannon Box. Try to go wide with that to Foudy, who must hustle back. Malin Andersson. There's one of the Sweden changes. She's playing out wide now. Before, she was in the center of the midfield and playing a deeper role, but we mentioned she was hardly touching the ball.
And JP, she's too much of a key for this Sweden team to not get much touches on the ball, and I think the adjustment is pretty smart because the U.S. is playing with 3 people in the midfield, so they're outnumbered. Sweden has 4, and if Sweden takes a player, come back 1 sec here, Sweden takes a player and puts him out wide, they could be in a space that the U.S. is not able to get a player into very quickly, and they can set play out of there.
Especially a player of Anderson's skill level. Ham playing it up. Wambach, Lily towards Ham. And that ball will roll out of play. Milford getting ready to come on. You would expect for Harlow Wambach. And it's Abby Wambach's number that's up. Wambach played well today, strong and hard.
She is a newcomer, and you talk about her youth making an immediate impact. She's done so well, really creating a lot of pressure for the Swedish defense to handle. Almost getting on the other end there for an assist for a Parlow header, but she's showing a lot of confidence. April Heinrichs wanted to see her take her game to the next level and prove that she could do it in the World Cup. And let me tell you, against Sweden, who's ranked 5th in the world, she showed a lot.
They lose some height with Wambach out. They gain some quickness with Tiffany Milford. They're trying to get Milford some minutes here for sure and get her back in World Cup form. She's had an off year for her standards anyway. But Milbert's a key player and has come up big in previous World Cups and Olympics. In fact, she's been one of the USA's best players in those major tournaments.
And she's only 2 goals away from 100. You got to figure she'll probably achieve that in this World Cup. But she's so dangerous, and her role now is to come off the bench for the U.S. in this World Cup. By the end, you never know. She could settle into a starting role, but she's very dangerous off the bench and probably has about a good 25-30 minutes of pure running in her legs right now. You mentioned Jiffy. She's just not world-class fit yet, and they're working on that.
It does appear, though, as if the USA, Wendy, will keep the 3 front, continuing to try to put some pressure on Sweden, but they must get back defensively. Sweden has opened things up a bit here with the movement of Andersson out into a wider role. USA back with it with Foudy. Reddick off the face of Svensson. She's down. Right back up, though, she comes. And Milbert almost got around that last defender. Ham sprinting in, but Jonsson is right there and rolls it quickly away. Svensson back up and apparently okay as Sweden continues on. Sweden's next game is against North Korea on Thursday. USA in Philadelphia taking on Nigeria. Svensson up, and Svensson has brought the team back. And a long shutout streak for the USA ends. She's still feeling the effects of that ball she took in the face, but right now she doesn't care.
And it's Lundberg to Svensson. Beautiful ball here. Not enough pressure early enough on Lundberg there. And look at Svensson. We talked about her lack of height, but she doesn't show it there. Wins that ball in the air and puts it in the back of the net. She plays with so much heart. Coming up again, just focusing on that ball there, beating Kate Sobrero and beating Brianna Scurry, surprisingly, right into the upper 90 of the net.
Scurry hasn't been beaten for a goal since the Canada game here by Christine Sinclair in the 7th minute. So we're talking nearly 600 minutes of shutout ball, 591. If we've done the math correctly. It's a long time since USA has given one up, and it was right here in this field, but at the opposite end. So now there's a game. And now remember the Jonsson save off Mia Hamm earlier. Body tried to make an advance, broken up by Mostrom. Sweden coming back. For Svensson, that's her 3rd career World Cup goal. Milbert. Lilly holding. Out wide. Cindy Parlow. Towards the byline. Here is Parlow trying to work it into the box. Sent it in low. Deflected once. Knotted down, but Jonsson is there. Milbert got to it early. See how Sweden plays now. Will the confidence level pick up, and how will the USA go at it? Joy Fawcett with it.
There's no question that this last goal works in Sweden's favor for obvious reasons, but also it gives them a little bit of the flow of the game right now. The U.S. needs to take this span of time here and try and weather this Sweden storm, because a 1-goal game it's a new game.
Andersson plays it up. 8th consecutive World Cup match that Sweden's played in where they have at least scored a goal. So that streak will continue. Shots and total shots on goal pretty close for these two sides. The scoring might have been a little bit misleading when at halftime when it showed USA up 2-0. In previous games, a 2-0 score might show that they were dominating, and that wasn't really a case.
And I really don't think that you would ever find that with a number one team in the world against the number 5 team in the world. We knew this would be a very, very tight match. And again, Sweden's not going to let down. So I think that they love coming out, getting this goal. It really puts them in a position where they've got the ebb of the flow here, and the U.S. needs to try and weather it.
USA continuing to move upfield. They'll have a throw in. Lilly and Parlow are their goal scorers. Svensson has scored to bring Sweden back. Headed into space, but nobody there. At least a USA shirt. Here's Mostrom. Last time these two clubs met in a 1-1 game, Lundberg tied it in the 78th minute. USA had the lead most of the game. Pearson the throw-in. Markland's header. Mostrom. Now Pierce. As this ball goes out of play. The right foot area of Brandy Chastain, who had to come out of the game at halftime. Right beside her is Abby Wambach. Here is Milbredt. Running at the defense, bumped away, and Sweden will clear. You can see, though, 4 players back to cover for Sweden. Lilly bringing it down. Out wide, Parlow. A driven ball across towards Ham, but Jonsson gets it out of the air. And throws long. Getting Sweden's attack started. It's Fagerström. Mostrom. That was too quick, and Fawcett took it away.
But JP, I like what Sweden's doing here. When they're on the attack and they're trying to look for a counterattack, they are pushing a player wide in the midfield, and that's in a space that the U.S. is not naturally going to cover because they're playing more pinched in. So that seems to be starting to work for them.
Ball played back towards Jonsson. Long right-footed boot. Headed upfield by Reddick. Markland will chase it down, but Jonsson is there after it. Stopping that ball from going out. 63rd minute. Close one here. USA up 2-1 in game 1 for these two teams. North Korea played yesterday in Group A and beat Nigeria 3-0. Intended for Parlow. Long, hard run. Covered well and cleared out, though, by Vestberg. We're in the 64th minute here. RFK Stadium, our nation's capital. Watching the opening match for these two teams in Group A of this World Cup. Hustle in the box, and no foul was called. Tisha Hogue and Wendy Guevara Palladino, along with me, JP Delacameron, Terry Gannon, Heather Mitz in our ABC studios. Crowd was hoping for a call here.
Again, number 7 Larson is not too much pressure there. We've seen her do worse this game in the box earlier in the first half against Wambach, where she threw her down, but you never know. Don't know when you're going to get that opportunity. If you're going to go down, go ahead and try and make it look a little theatrical. The referee might see a little more.
Left side, ball is passed up by Pierce to Parlow. Pierce joins in the attack. Lilly facing goal. They're backing off of her. Ham touching. Milbredt didn't see the flight of that ball, it looked like. May have taken a deflection on its way. But the USA that time were looking pretty strong and looking for each other. USA and Sweden, look where they are. USA number 1, Sweden is number 5, and you've got Norway, Germany, and China all in there. All among the favorites to get to a final. And USA could end up playing Sweden again before this is over, depending on the way it ends up. Who finishes first, who finishes second, and then in the quarters, semis, and finals. So it could happen again. Kat Reddick going here in the second half, replacing the injured Brandy Chastain. This is Parlow. Broken up. Foudy will play it back. Reddick. Svensson nearly dispossessed her. She actually does there with some help from Fagerström, but now the USA wins it back with Foudy to box. Intended for Milbredt. Turned away by Larson. Making the USA chase now. Sobrero. And that ball is cleared away. Yesterday was the start of this World Cup. North Korea looked strong from people that watched that game. They've told us that. Very strong over Nigeria. Norway 2-0 over France. It would be first round game. Japan all over Argentina. That's not a surprise. Argentina is going to struggle, you would think, in this World Cup. Big game was Germany-Canada. I mean, whoever won that game, if Canada won that game, you could say they might win the group, but that's the toughest opponent they will each face, and Germany came away with what looked like an easy win.
And that doesn't surprise me, really, JP, that Germany did so well. I was a little bit surprised with Canada not getting a couple more goals, but apparently dealing with some injuries, and everybody's used to seeing Hooper up top. She was actually playing in the center of the defense for a while, so that takes a big part of their attack out of the picture.
I expected a closer game between those two. Here's Milbredt. Try to go outside to Parlow. At this point, I'm wondering about some of the fatigue, maybe, of the USA players, especially front runners, who had to play at a high-pressure level in this first half. got a 2-0 lead and then may have gotten a little bit comfortable here. We'll see how that plays out, but the USA has had to make 2 of the 3 subs that they're allowed.
JP, I agree with you. I think Parlow looks a bit tired, and I also think that Milbert has got to realize that her teammate has worked for a full 45 minutes really hard in the first half, and I don't think that she's got a leader on that ball. Go ahead and get the ball to her feet. So it just seems to me like Milbert is a little bit off her touch. Here's Lily protecting herself there on that serve. It's called for a handball.
Free kick for Sweden. They would be very happy to get a draw here, Sweden would. So their goal is to get another goal here and tie this one up. And then they may even sit back. Svensson played it back to Mostrom. Lily will clear. Knotted down. Tornqvist. Mami and Anderson. For Svensson. She and Reddick collide. The ball goes out. Reddick is the only player still in the collegiate ranks. Her senior years at UNC, and she'll have to miss a part of that to play in this tournament. Lily will clear it upfield. Knotted down by Foudy to Parlow. Hand makes the run, but the flag goes up immediately. USA are offside. Allie Wagner is getting ready to come on board. It will be the 3rd sub. It might indicate a change in formation. We'll see who's going to come out. Going to throw in here for Sweden. Wagner is up and ready. This will be her first World Cup appearance. It will be the last sub the USA can use today. And did well with that, and then in the end gave it away to Mostrom. She gets plowed over. Somewhere there had to be a foul, surely. And it is called, as it should have been, on Buck. Free kick for Sweden.
Here's Box going in tough here. Talked about her size and strength. She just gets, really, that's a bit unfortunate. Gets caught up there with Mostrom, but gets called for the foul.
Long free kick. Scory's right there to see it. All the way through. Anderson wearing the captain's armband for Sweden in her 3rd World Cup appearance. Scory with the long boot. Milbert closest to it. It deflects over towards Parlow. Parlow bringing it back for Foudy. Christine Lilly holding towards Milbert. That's broken up and cleared. It's going to go out right near where Allie Wagner is ready to come in. And they've got Cindy Parlow's number up there. She did look tired. She used a lot of energy in that first half. So now Wagner comes in, and it looks like they will go to a 4-4-2.
I think Foudy will push wide right. Lily wide left. Box in the holding midfield position, and Allie Wagner will try and support the 2 front runners, which she does so well. She's just an artist on the ball. Very, very good at finding players through.
Lindbergh plays it over. Kat Reddick. They're both holding each other. No call on either. The ball is cleared out. It's going to belong to Sweden. Clearly they're playing with much more intensity, much more bite to their game. The confidence showing after getting the Svensson goal. Strong's throw-in. Mostrom dispossessed. Tremendous work rate of Christine Lilly continues, but that ball was picked off, intended for Milbert. Ham is chasing it. It is now 4-4-2 for the U.S. So they've changed formation with this 1-goal lead, and Sweden looking the stronger of the 2 right now as a group.
One thing that April Heinrich wanted to get to was the point she wanted to get to was with her team being very comfortable with playing different systems, and because of the depth that she has, and amazingly, you know, and Allie Wagner off the bench is a great threat. So she's able to put her team into a different position. Now the question is, does this mean that they're playing more of a defensive role and trying to just kind of hang on to this lead? I think Sweden has the flow here of the game. There's no question they're really putting it on.
Look at Lundberg. Oh, she draws a foul in the bad spot. And it's on Wagner, who I think is getting booked here. She is. more important is the free kick coming.
Lundberg dancing at the top of the box there. Wagner getting her from behind. In my opinion, a very good call. Not a necessary place to foul, that's for sure. Definitely dangerous territory.
Marlene Anderson getting ready to strike this. This is 22 yards away from goal. Mahan just helping out with the positioning of a wall. On the referee's whistle, Anderson strikes it up high and wide. So an opportunity for Sweden is wasted. 73rd minute. When you think about Allie Wagner, you don't think of her as being one of the better defensive players on this team. So what my thought was maybe is more for possession for them to kind of slow things down a little bit and keep it, because Sweden's had a lot of possession here.
JP, I agree with you, and I think also putting another player in the midfield for the U.S. makes numbers even in that position. And you're right, JP, Allie Wagner has been criticized for her lack of defensive presence. So that's one of the reasons why she is not getting as much playing time as she once was.
Fox pretty much has replaced her in the starting lineup, and look at the other regulars that were out there. Wagner, a star of the future for this national team, led the team the last couple of years in assists, although this season technically is still going. She's the leader right now. USA have used all their subs. Sweden can still make a couple of changes if they want. Anderson played it up, and that's going to roll out. Sweden's ball with just 2 races to go. 5 drivers still have a chance of winning the IRL IndyCar Series Championship. Dixon, Cannon, DeFerran, and Hornish are within striking distance of points leader Elio Castroneves. Don't miss the Toyota Indy 400. That's coming up from the California Speedway, 3 Eastern, here on ABC Sports. It'll be a corner kick coming up for Sweden. And again, they show how dangerous they are. Fagerstrom will take it. '74th minute, USA up 2-1. Blocked by Ham, it'll go out for a throw in deep. Fagerstrom will take it as well. For Anderson, the touch for Svensson. Blocked by Sobrero. Now off another block, that goes out of play. You wonder if this is fatigue from the USA Wendy, or is it just Sweden now picking it up, as all great sides do? They'll have their moments.
A one-goal game is not enough to rest on. There's no question about it. Here's Ham. Ham is, in my opinion, the player for the U.S. squad who hasn't let any part of her game slip thus far in today's match. She continues to work hard on offense and on defense. But JP, I think that the defense for the U.S. is missing Brandy Chastain's leadership. They look a bit disheveled. You know, again, they've got numbers up, 4v2 back there, but they seem a bit disheveled and aren't getting good clearances on the ball.
Milburn on the turn for Lily. Chased by 2 players. She'll leave it off on the wing. And then it was mishit by Kate Sobrero. It'll go out of play for a goal kick for Caroline Jonsson. Nearly 75 minutes gone. USA still leading 2-1. Lillian Parlow with the goal scorer. Svensson got Sweden back. This ball goes out of play on the far sideline. Throw-in coming up. Momentum appears to be changing in this game. You've certainly got to think that Sweden is doing quite well here. Let's get an update on that from the sideline. Here's Tisha.
Yeah, I definitely think the tempo has changed towards Sweden, favoring Sweden a bit. But I do think the experience of the U.S. veterans out there, you have Foudy out there, who is the leader and the conductor. You have Fawcett in the back. You have Lilly. You have Ham. I think that that leadership out there can only help the U.S. And I think putting Wagner in there, she'll definitely help possess the ball and keep the tempo, get the tempo back in favor of the United States. Back to you guys.
This ball going long. We talked before, Wendy, in all of these meetings about what Sweden wanted to do, and that was play at a fast tempo. And clearly, that doesn't help the USA if it's up and down. And Sweden's moving the ball quickly. Now they're going to make a change. The captain's coming out, Marlene Anderson. Not effective on this day, but a very effective player. And should be replaced by Anna Sjöström. So Marlene Anderson's day is done. She's the most capped player on this squad, and one of only 2 players, Anderson, 30 years or better. USA have 7 players on them, coming in as the oldest team, average age almost 28 years of age. 77th minute. Sweden getting it back. All the way back. Jonsson calls off Westberg and clears with confidence. Berg, the intended target. USA will get it back. Julie Foudy. Right sideline. Ham makes some moves there. Back for Foudy. Switched by Wagner. Christine Lilly running at the defense left. Catches her balance and will draw a corner kick for the United States. They're 6-1.
Christine Lilly has really showed up and given a great effort this game. Look at her getting the defender on her back, keeping her balance there, and still trying to get across the ball across the box. She just never stops working. I think that really follows up what Tisha Hoke, saying down on the sidelines, that the veterans are going to be key down the stretch for this U.S. team.
Ham drives it across, headed up, and a goal for the U.S. Shannon Box.
And you know what? In every game she's played in, she's found the back of the net. Shannon Box is very patient on the backside, goes up, wins the header there over 2 Swedish defenders, pops it up over the goalkeeper as well as number 18, Östberg, and finds the back of the net. Amazing statistics for Shannon Box, really proving to everybody who had any maybe doubt of why a player with as little experience as she has could be in such a huge role for this U.S. squad.
And while she won't get credit for it, remember how hard Christine Lilly worked to get that corner kick, which was the USA's 6th. Mia Hamm taking it. Shannon Box gets her first goal in her World Cup career, which began about a couple of hours ago. Slightly less.
Of course, Mia Hamm has all 3 assists. Again, we talked about one of the ingredients to her having a breakout event is how well she finds her teammates to find the back of the net. Again, she doesn't have to score as long as she's finding her teammates.
It's a huge goal for the USA because it does come against the run of play. We were talking about Sweden gaining the tempo, having chances, playing with confidence. This gives them another setback.
Well, it's amazing because 2 of the veterans, Tisha mentioned this a moment ago down from the sidelines, set that play up. Christine Lilly with her great work rate, and then Mia Hamm with a beautiful serve into the box. And then another storyline, the youth making a difference for this U.S. squad. Both Wambach and Box, with very little international experience, are really stepping up to the plate for the U.S. team.
Sjöström will take it now right for Sweden. That's why those set pieces are so very important. You can be outplayed on the field, but score on a free kick, corner kick, and you're back in or ahead in the game. Larsson for Sweden, right side, Marklund. Nearly 80 minutes gone here at RFK. Sombrero tracking back. Against Sjöström, it goes out. Sweden's ball on the throw-in. Redding leaves it off. Sombrero will clear. Sweden are back to collect it, but no longer 1 goal down. They're down 2 goals down. Reddick will go back to Scurry. Almost put her in a difficult spot. Now the ball is coming back that way. And Scurry will get there in time.
Shannon Box on the back post. 2 Swedish defenders on her. Look at her jump up. You know what? It's not with a lot of power, but it's more about the placement. And she beats the keeper and the defender on that post. Boy, is she excited.
First player in U.S. soccer history to score in the first 3 international matches. We told you before there were only 2 others that did it in their first 2. Sweden wants to make another change. They've got Josephine Uppqvist up and ready as Scurry will clear in the 82nd minute. One goal certainly has to take some of the pressure off the USA, who are scrambling a bit here. Only up 2-1 the way Sweden was playing. Box nods it down. Right side clearance. Won't get there. Wagner's touch to box broken up. Lilly quickly into the open space. Wanted Milbert. Jonsson is there. Good distribution to Markland on the right. Sjöström blocked. Wagner. Good early ball to Foudy. Another good ball on wide. Ham running at Larson. Meehl with a cut inside. Still with it. Down she goes. And there's no call. And most of the USA fans are upset, and a lot of Mia fans who watch her play for the Washington Freedom as well. USA leading. That was rough. No card there. Larson played that one extremely physical. And Lundborg is going to come out of the match, which is also very interesting here for Öqvist. I mean, if you're going to come back in the game, Lundborg is the person to do it, but they must feel at the end of the day, that's it. He's safe for Thursday. She's taking a good pounding here today, too. That might be another reason.
Talked about the veterans for the U.S. trying to make a difference down the stretch here, and this is just tough play here. Mia Hamm at the top of the box, and both times the player Larson on her, fouling her. Finally Hamm gets the call there, but in the box, definitely the fans thought it should have been a call.
At the very least, could have been a yellow card for persistent infringement. Larson, two very rough fouls there. Played across, too far for Wagner. Headed out dangerously by Sweden, and now they come away with it. Sjöström for Öqvist. Scory comes out and then retreats where she could use her hands inside that 18-yard box. Öqvist is only 20 years old. This is her 5th international appearance. We'll save Lundborg for Thursday's matchup against North Korea, which should be a beauty. The USA will play Nigeria in the other game. That'll be in Philadelphia. Lilly trying to sneak by. Trying to finesse that ball to Tiffany Milbert. That didn't work. So they force a bad clearance, and it's still the USA's ball. On the turn, it's Milbert. Trying to slide it across for Allie Wagner. And the ball is going to be cleared out of play. Next Sunday at 9 Eastern, 8 Central, America's favorite secret agent, Sydney Bristow, is back with amazing new adventures. Don't miss the exciting season premiere of Alias next Sunday at 9 here on ABC. Here's Hamm trying to come through. Look at another corner.
Milbert finds a great ball in. Hamm putting a bit of pressure there, forces another corner kick. Of course, the U.S. has had 2 goals off of corner kicks. Dangerous position for Sweden to put themselves in.
Hamm is ready on this corner. Most of the people are standing to watch this one. Played in front. Somebody got to head to that. Should be another USA corner. And Hamm will take it again. Once they get the ball back. Hamm has had something to do with all 3 USA goals today, although she has not herself scored. Hamm will play it short. Milbert looking, shooting it up high. She had that upper corner in her sights, certainly, but just missed it, looking for her 99th international goal.
Milbert showing us some flair there. Nice ball, leaning back a bit, which makes it go over the top, but goalkeeper for Sweden, Jonsson, had the goal covered very nicely.
Milbert will hold. Trying to go long, right side, long run there. This may work, it does. Nope, too late in the end. Good effort, though, on that far sideline as USA's Christy Pierce trying to keep that one in play. USA up 3-1 over Sweden. 87th minute. Game 1 today for the USA in this World Cup, although other games were played yesterday. Milbert has it tackled away by Vesberg. Ball is switched. That's going to be too long of a run for Sweden to get to. Played upfield, intended for Lily. Off a block. Gathered in by Sweden, and they clear long. No flag is up. Uppqvist is there, but so is Brianna Scurry. And that's going to go out of play. Throw in for Sweden. Throw in for Sweden on this near side. Ostrom with it, holding it. And it'll go out. It's still going to belong to Sweden. They go a little bit deeper in USA territory. Still down. 3-1 over the Swedes. Here's a cross up. Scurry grabs that in the 88th minute. And Scurry will take her time with this. Long clearance from Brianna. And it'll bounce back the other way, where Sweden will start from deep in their own territory. Nearly taken away by Mia Hamm. Now Jonsson will clear. And the USA will get it back. USA attacking on this right flank. Looking for more, perhaps. Already up by 2. Larson will take it over. Clearance comes back. And Joy Fawcett will track it down. Feeling the pressure as she clears it away. Sweden looking for one to give him a chance. Reddick, Lily. Long clearance again. When in doubt, the USA at this point should clear it up. Reddick. Cleared back by Sweden on the touch. Sjöström holds it up. Plays it to the right for Markle. Nice cut inside. Meeting Sobrero. Out right, Uppqvist. A driven ball across. Spencer looks to turn. Played it back. Sjöström shot a diving save by Scurry. That was Brianna at her best.
And you can see the look of confidence in Scurry's eyes. Look at this beautiful shot here by Sjöström. But Scurry comes up and holds on to it. That ball has got a lot of pace, and for her to hold on to it is unbelievable. She's done well supporting the defense when they were playing with more of a high restraining line, and she's done well as a shot blocker for the United States. She's just on top of her game.
When's the last time you saw a graphic that said USA 7 saves? I mean, they've had games this year where they've had none. No saves for either keeper, whether it was her or Siri Molnix, because they weren't tested. In this game, they've been tested.
And they knew they'd be tested, and JP, with Sweden being number 5 in the world, they draw them in their group. North Korea is also very tough. Nobody knows exactly what to expect except the fact that they're very legitimate. So the U.S. team has got a lot of tough opponents in order to get out of their bracket.
Play Nigeria Thursday in Philly. That's their second game. Fox in the chase of Mostrom. Forcing the bad pass, and Reddick picks it off. We're seconds away from the end of this, depending, of course, on how much stoppage time is put on by the referee, Chong, from China. Ball's one in the air. USA nearly doubled Sweden, and 2 of those goals came in the air for the USA, so clearly they win the aerial battle.
They've done a good job with that, and on set pieces, the corner kicks have been very, very dangerous for the U.S. Wambach, Parlow, Box, working very hard.
A couple of minutes of stoppage time put on, and the first minute is underway with Scurry coming out. Brianna Scurry in her 121st international appearance for her country, playing at an even higher level than we saw at the last World Cup.
One of the reasons for that, JP, is that she's made such a commitment to her kicking game. You know, that was definitely her weakness in '99. She was not good when the ball would come back to her feet. We've seen her under pressure in that situation a number of times in today's matches. She's handled them very, very well.
We hope you'll stick around for our post-game show. We'll go back to the studio. Terry Gannon and Heather Mitz will tell you all about what's happening today in this World Cup of 2003. This is Wagner holding it. Calmly gives for Lily to the byline. The cross, and it's too far away from Mia Hamm. good intention, but the pass was off. In the second minute of stoppage time, USA headed for victory in game one. Wagner, nice spin. She gives you one of those great moves a game. Sweden back to counter. Sombrero clears. Christine Lilly, the Boston Breaker teammate of the last 3 years. This ball is just deflected out. Good effort today by these two teams. And a great afternoon at RFK Stadium. But the USA will go up in the standings, and down right there went Box and Sjostrom. And cards are coming. Schustrom's getting it. It's the third yellow card of the day. First on Sweden. And it comes right before the end of the match. Box may feel that, but she'll remember the emotion of scoring her first World Cup goal more than that. Could be the last kick of the ball. Should be. Reddick, that's it. The game is over, and the USA come away with a victory in game one. But Wendy, it wasn't as easy as maybe a 3-1 score might indicate.
Absolutely. I mean, Sweden was putting pressure on the U.S., and at distinct moments in the game, you could tell that Sweden had the better of this U.S. side, but the veterans for the U.S. squad made a difference.
Lilly, Parlow, and Box are the goal scorers.
And Ham finds Parlow on the back post for a corner kick, and she tucks it in under the crossbar. Beautifully heading it home. And then the goal that made it 3-1, that really was the nail in the coffin, sealed it for this U.S. side, was Shannon Box getting on the back end of another corner kick by Mia Ham.
USA have defeated Sweden by the final score of 3-1. Back to the studio, Terry Gannon, Heather Mitz.
All right, JP, thank you very much. And we are back here in the studio. Great first day for the U.S. The 3-1 win over Sweden, a team that they had gone 1-1-3 with the last 5 matchups since the last World Cup. And the youngsters getting involved, too. Shannon Box. They sure did. The USA, this was just a great win for them. But obviously, Sweden put on a little pressure there in the second half. The USA changed their formation back to the 4-4-2, and Shannon Box was able to solidify the game. As you mentioned at halftime that they might do, and that certainly came true, and it worked, and everything that April Heinrichs did in this game seemed to work. It did. She looks like a genius. Yep, so far so good for the U.S., and they gained 3 points. Remember, the top 2 in each group moving on to the next round of play here in the World Cup, and 3 points, and you get 1 point for a tie, so the U.S. moving on to play Nigeria and North Korea. Remember, Group A is extremely difficult. So we move on to full post-game show straight ahead. Here, we'll also take a look back at the '99 final. Remember that one? The U.S. and China. It came down to penalty kicks. That was incredible. ABC, the official broadcast partner of the FIFA World Cup and Major League Soccer.
Okay, remember, Kathy's not crazy about you, so be cool.
Look, if I say anything stupid, just kick me.
Hey, hi! How are you doing? Good.
So, Kathy, is it just me, or have you put on weight?
Bud Light, proud sponsor of Julie Foudy and the U.S. Women's National Team.
We're going to Bud Light?
Introducing Canon ZR Mini DV camcorders. For videos so lifelike, you're not just watching the moment, you're there again. Featuring Digic DV technology for superior color, contrast, and clarity. Digital revolutionized video. We revolutionized digital.
Lemonade, Mr. Long?
Sure.
That'll be $15.
For lemonade?
Well, you got your $2 basic charge. Pourings extra, seed removal, and you do want it cool. Right, Mr. Long?
Sound like your cable company? With Dish Network TV from Radio Shack, you get a 30-day satisfaction guarantee. Digital quality RCA equipment and 2 rooms with a digital video recorder or 3 rooms free. Dish Network TV.
I bet this isn't the end of your price increases.
Radio Shack.
Every few years, the FIFA World Cup needs a communications network that handles anything throw at it. Where do you find a network like that? In the state of Avaya. We built a network that juggles, converges voice and data, and thousands of IP calls a day. That's why the world's largest sporting event called on Avaya Global Services again. We shoot, we score, you win. Reach Avaya, a higher plane of communication.